Hello, hello. Can everybody see me good? Still lining everything up. Can everybody hear me good? Sorry for the delay. The 4-minute delay. I'm on the center. This is bothering me. So I'm going to kind of wait for people to start moving in here, hopefully. Hopefully people will join and look at me. So I'm going to try to do something a little different, and I might repeat this. Everybody can be thrown in their questions, and of course, as this is kind of like a pre-show part, just to let people, what's up, Long Rider? Hey, is there too much of a delay between when I'm talking and when I'm seeing your chats this time, Long Rider? I don't think I have to spin anything from Canon. I think their cameras are talking for themselves. But if we see a big delay like we did last week, and something that I might try to do this week is just briefly talk about a story, maybe not take as long as a certain friendly Australian, but then we will, no delay. Good, Long Rider. That's awesome. Okay, so we might not have to worry about it this long, or as much, rather. But that being said, I still might talk slightly about a topic and then spin. It's funny. All right, so let me say really quick. Alex ordered the R5C on day 1, so hopefully I get it in April. I know we're going to talk a little bit about that, Alex. It kind of sucks what's going on, but as far as I know, it's saying Australia, but it doesn't look like a good sign that that they're having this, and they say it's for yeah, they act like it's not just because of the supply chain issues, which to me, if I was Canon's PR, I mean, it's kind of good. It's, I guess, good that they're being honest, but at the same time, if you're Canon's PR, would you rather say, hey, I delayed because of, the supply chain issues, because everybody knows there's supply chain issues? Or would you rather say, ooh, I'm recalling because there's some defect? So I don't know why they would say that, but they did, and they're being honest. But I think they had an easy out and they didn't take it. So maybe we should commend them for their honesty. But yes, Alex, I really hope you get your R5C. I personally think that camera looks awesome. I'm a video centric guy first myself, and yeah, I think it's looks like a great camera. I think the battery life looks like it could be slightly an issue. That being said, I'm happy that they just threw the kitchen sink at it. So I'd rather get better and better tech and worry about all the battery stuff later. And I think that's what Canon did. They're pushing the envelope there. Long Rider, unlike Sony lately, who's just been sleeping on their innovations. Not gonna pretend I know how to say your name. But hello, how are you too? What is your heritage? Where are you from? Because my wife's from Vietnam, and it looks like I don't know if they have those symbols. But anyways, nice to say hello to you as well. I'm checking the delay on my phone, so I'm not just looking down for no reason. I think there is a bit of a delay here. Okay, it's not that bad. So anybody, let's get some people falling in. If you're here, and you want to talk, drop a comment. if you're here and you like the channel, throw a like on here. It'll get this out to more people and get a bigger, better conversation going. Okay, so Long Rider said plenty of criticism to go around for Sony too, especially with their APS-C line. Yeah, I mean, honestly, where is their APS-C line? It's just kind of confusing at this point. I know with Canon, supposedly we're getting an APS-C announcement fairly soon. That being said, Sony has the lenses to be doing APS-C, and I don't know why they're not. They have, I mean, some of them should be updated for sure, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of disappeared over the last, I don't know, what has it been since their last real APS-C update? You had the ZVE1, but I don't really know if I even care to consider that a camera. But I mean, it's for different market, let's just say. But my biggest issues with Sony right now is, I mean, I don't feel like they're giving you. They have an amazing video camera with the Sony A7S III and the FX3, but it doesn't feel like they haven't did any firmware updates on that. And I'm not saying that like there's anything defective about it, but at the same time, when you get, Lumix that comes out, and now the R5C, and they're all offering waveforms and things that look very professional in their video formats, and even offering internal RAW at different times. To me, that should be like to show that Sony is, part of growing their brand and everything, and that they're, the biggest player in the video centric side. I think they should be throwing extra goodies in there. And then, the A7 IV got that autofocus, video autofocus for animals, and Sony S3 is still waiting on that. Okay. So do we want to keep waiting and chatting, or do we want to, oh, we are getting some people falling in here. So, what do you expect, Long Rider, excuse me, to be the next Sony camera coming through here? Because I feel like they're fairly delayed on everything. That's why I think firmware should be something that's going out to all their cameras right now. Because I think if you can't manufacture more cameras, you can add extra stuff in their software. If you're here in the watching, and throw a thumbs up, and we'll keep getting more people in here before we start our topics. It's terrible. Sony invented the stack sensor, and by now they should have at least one model in the APS-C line that has a stacked sensor. I know. It is kind of weird. And am I wrong in saying that even in the full frame market, they only have, 3 cameras that are stacked right now? They have the A9 1 and 2, and then the A1. I don't think any of their other cameras are stacked, or other sensors are stacked. The only other sensor that I believe is stacked is in the that 1-inch RX 100 Mark 7 or 8, one of the two. I don't really know. There's so many numbers. 9. But yeah, I'm surprised they haven't used that technology even more. And that's one of my wonders about 8K, because I feel like 8K is going to become a thing. I talked about that with this Studio Mac video. I'm not sure if any of y'all caught that. I think that there's a lot of benefits to having 8K video, at least for future-proofing your stuff. And if you're going to ever do VR things, which VR looks like it's going to be a thing over the next 5 years. And also just for, adding keyframes and doing some really cool movements and pans in edit. So I think 8K is definitely beneficial. I think if you're selling stock footage, that a lot of people are going to want that. If you have it early, that's great. With that being said, I think Sony is waiting on 8K. I know they did A1 with 8K, but I think they're waiting for like other cameras to have 8K when they have better low light capabilities with it. So like the Sony A7S IV, I'm hoping it'll have it in there, and they'll have that new stack sensor tech with the added saturation. But fingers crossed, I don't know. All right. Let me know, y'all want to keep just chatting it up, or do y'all want me to get into one of these topics, and we will jump into one of these topics. Long Rider, what's up? I think we should. Oh, sorry, guys. I just realized what I'm doing here. Oh, wait. No, we got it. We're good. I'm stupid. All right. I think they should come out with 3 models. The first is a stack sensor APS-C, like a D500. The second is an entry level full frame camera for $700 to $800. Third is a high resolution A7C. Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I think that those sound like the next cameras that Sony could make. Personally, I don't really care about a high resolution or A7C, but I can see. I can see where that would be appealing for a lot of people. It is a very neat. I like the vintage look of it. I personally, I love. I talk about this a lot. They should pay me, but no one pays me. I love Fujifilm. This was my first. Oh man, it's collecting dust. This was my first, real camera that was mine as far as that goes. And I just loved like the look. The aesthetic is one of the reasons I got Fujifilm, and it's just fun to play with. So she said, but I liked the R5C's look overall, especially the one that was multicolored, or whatever it was. It was kind of like had 2 different colors, kind of looked like that. I like those type of cameras, so I guess I can see the appeal, but more than likely it would have 1 card slot again, so I wouldn't necessarily see it practical use for me, but I can see maybe for people who like travel stuff, that would be great. Okay, we're getting some people in here now. I mean, relatively speaking, which we can only talk in the relative. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this first little topic here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about the topic for, maybe a couple minutes, and we'll open it back up to discussing the topic here. As I'm talking, just be firing away different things in the chat, and then that way we're starting to build up different questions and different just comments about whatever the topic is. And then when I finish talking about the topic, we will, I'll just go over and start reading, but that way we get a little bit of a build up and there's no like lull in the conversation where I'm just monologuing. So besides when I'm talking about the topic. All right, let's go here to screen share. Let's try this. Okay. It looks like we can see this. All right, so the first story that I'm going to talk about is this new, not the spider. Okay, we're good. The new leaked images of the Sony 16 to 35 f4 FE PZ, which is a power zoom lens. I really like the 16 to 35 millimeter range. Personally, I was a little bit disappointed that this did not have OSS, but I'm kind of interested to maybe get some of y'all's insights. I'm seeing conflicting information on whether OSS and active stabilization that is in the camera, if they work in tandem or if one supersedes the other. So I'm kind of confused if they actually really benefit each other to like add on top of it. If they don't really benefit each other, then I think this looks like a great lens for me in particular. Because with a wide angle lens, I don't really mind an f4. For me, I would be using a lot of it for vlogging. So I don't care if people see the background, because if I'm in a location that, I want to vlog in, then most of the time people actually want to see what's going on. The other thing is if you're doing landscape type stuff, then having, a wide angle lens isn't going to be that big of a deal either. I mean, having an f4 isn't going to be that big a deal. And Sony is so good at low light at this point. You have, Sony is so good at low light with the A7S III. Really, the A7 III and the A7 IV both have a really good low light. Even the A1 with its high resolution is pretty good at low light. So overall, I don't think f4 is that big of an issue, especially considering how most people would use this lens. Now, what really interests me as a video shooter is the power zoom technology. I like the idea of being able to kind of punch in without turning the thing, turning the focusing, the zoom ring. And I really like that feature personally because it's great to pull a good zoom. It's just so hard to do that in camera. That's why I think that keyframing is sometimes the best way to do that if you're doing video, and you're not like, having a professional, I guess, if you had a cine lens, then that might be a difference here. But I really like the looks of this. It says it's going to be 1,200 pounds. Usually 1,200 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at like they're already thrown in the taxes and uh, the different like import stuff that they have going on. So I'm not sure if that means $12.99 here in the U.S. or if it will be something, and I don't know, how that translates to wherever you guys are actually watching this from. But that being said, I mean, I would love to see it more closer to like $11.99 or even cheaper, $10.99, hopefully. I don't know for sure if it's worth it yet. I would like to, if you guys know more about the optical image stabilization, whether or not that works better with active stabilization, or if it doesn't really matter, they cancel each other out. Because otherwise, I'm not sure the Zeiss might be better off. Right now, uh, which I like this lens quite a bit. It is the let me switch back to here. Sorry guys, I'm still like kind of slow at this. I don't have a changing board, but this is the Tamron 17 to 28. I really like it. It's a good lens, but I used to have, or I still have it. It's on the Canon, the 15 to 35, and it's just different. I mean, 17 to 28, really the wide doesn't bother me that much, but when I'm talking to the camera, like if I'm going to try to vlog stuff, and more on that later, but if I'm going to try to vlog and I'm at 17, if I put on active stab, I think it goes up to close to 19 because it crops in slightly. And then besides that, it just doesn't feel like it's a wide enough or a long enough zoom to really give me a very meaningful camera or very meaningful lens. Like it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it adds that much. And a lot of times I want to do stuff in more of a run and gun type scenario, and it just feels like it doesn't do that for me. With my 15 to 35, I hardly ever even took it off the camera unless I was trying to get a particular shot, because I was able to get a lot of what I wanted from that 15 to 35 range. But I just see this as, it feels like it's very limiting when you have this on, and it makes you want to change lenses often, which is, it's not a bad thing. But if I'm doing like fast video stuff, I don't want to have to change all the time. So I actually have the Tamron 35 to 150 supposed to be coming eventually. It's on back ordered, but I got that ordered, and I would love to have a 16 and 35, and that would just fill out my kit perfectly for when I start traveling, which more on that later. What do you guys think? Oh, one more thing about this though, that I did see that was a little disappointing is right here on the latest rumor. It says that it does have high distortion at 16 millimeters. But it's a very compact lens, which, I don't know. This is super compact, but I don't know what to think about that. So I don't know if you are going to have such high distortion at 16, then am I going to have to sit at 17 anyways? And that doesn't make it any wider. So thinking about selling this, even though it's a 2.8, and getting the f4 just for the extra range and the power zoom, and just to say I have a Sony lens still. But I'm not sure. What do you guys think about the distortion at 16? Is that a deal breaker for you guys, or do you think it's not that big of a deal? All right, so let me jump back. Hopefully people have been adding questions into the chat. If not, this will be awkward. All right. All right. So Long Rider's been here, but where's everybody else at, guys? Is Long Rider the only one who loves me today? Um. All right. So I currently, he's talking about the R5 or A7C. I currently own, uh, I currently own the A7C, and I absolutely love it. Uh, for just sorry, I saw my dog pass by. Absolutely love it for just walk around photography. Yeah, I mean, and you are primarily a photographer, and I think you do a lot of it for fun, which is amazing. I'm not saying you don't do it professionally too. I don't know if I've ever asked you that, but I mean, you're constantly going out and shooting. And if I'm not mistaken, you're from New York, so I'm sure that would be great for some street photography, just to be able to walk around and have that little thing. It wouldn't be super intrusive. Okay. Uh, So Long Rider said they made that lens lightweight to fit on a gimbal for vloggers. Um, so they're talking about the Sony, or this. He's talking about the lens that we're just talking about. I agree. I do think it looks great personally for vloggers, and that's not necessarily what I've been doing. But I would like to add more vlog style content if everybody would be down with that to this channel, especially as it starts getting prettier. And I don't mean it necessarily like completely a vlog, but I mean like, okay, we have a topic about cameras, or maybe even a lens review or whatever the case is, assuming I can get more lenses. Um, but we have more of a topic about cameras, and maybe it's a news topic, and I'm going like even just to the park or wherever, and I'm kind of incorporating some more vlogging there. And also, I am going to be traveling to Vietnam coming up here at June 1st, and we'll be there for a while. So I don't know how long, but I'm assuming while I'm there, the way I'll be doing some of the videos is I will be doing it, covering the news, maybe walking around the streets or just hanging out, like outside, doing some of the video stuff. So that should be interesting. And I'm going to be doing other travel type videos, but more than likely they won't be coming to this channel. So we'll see. But I just don't feel like at this point that most of the people that are subscribers, and I'm grateful for everybody, I just don't think that I want to mix it so much that if I'm throwing out so much travel content, then it's not going to serve it's going to serve the subscribers I have. And also, if I get subscribers for travel videos, then they're not going to really care about cameras. So I'll probably have to segment that out, which makes Moving Matt a really confusing channel name. All right, so Alex said, will you get the R5C? And if so, what are your thoughts on the autofocus? Yes, that is not yes to the will I get it. I probably will not get the R5C, and it's not because it's not a great camera. Um, I think that the R5C is a great camera. I just so happen to, at this point, I have the Canon EOS R. And then when it came time to upgrade for me, there was the R5, and then there was the Sony A7S III, and I didn't have too many lenses in the Canon department, and so I kept some of it because I definitely want to be able to go back and forth. But the Canon EOS R, it covered most of my photography needs with the resolution if I needed higher resolution. But with video needs, I went with the Sony A7S III, just because the R5 was just having so much issues at the time. And honestly, I probably could have got away with it, considering that they did a lot of firmware stuff. But at the same time, I just didn't want the hassle. I didn't have a computer that could even edit some of those files at the time. And so I did not go with it, and I went with the Sony A7S III. So with that being said, with the R5C, I don't see a need right now. I would love to have 8K, but I have a camera that can give me it can give me let's just say the camera is better than the camera user at this point. So I've seen some of the videos that people get out of that Sony A7S III. I would like to work on my skills rather than just getting new equipment. So of course I'll spend some money on some lenses, and I'm open to going back and forth between Canon because I still have some of my lenses there as well. But I'm right now I'm happily with the Sony A7S III. With the autofocus, that was a huge disappointment in my mind, that they dropped the autofocusing features uh, with the um, with the video portion of the R5C. Like, it just feels odd that they didn't have some of the same features that the R5 did. In retrospect, what I think that they're doing is, instead of taking the time to add it to the code, um, sorry, my child's starting to cry. um, he's in the crib. Okay, he's good. A bouncer. But anyways, sorry, I'm getting distracted. What I think that they did, instead of taking time to add it to the code and add it with the firmware, I think it might have been a little disjointed, since they are doing two different operating systems within the same camera. I think they're just waiting for the new version of the operating system that's going to be coming out with their newer cinema cameras that are supposed to be coming out. I think it'll have all the same features, but I think it'll have to be added in the firmware. They didn't want to add it to that particular code. They just want to completely revamp things. So I think it will be coming. And so personally, I don't see it as that big of an issue. Hopefully they will fix it. Okay. I have the Canon 14 to 35 f4, and the distortion at 14 and 16 isn't so bad. So and is 100% correctable in post. I can only imagine the distortion on the new Sony lens will be the same. Yeah, it's hard to say. I did think it was just weird that I saw that with in the leak. There is supposed to be with the leak, they are saying that the 16 is having issues, or at 16 it's having issues. For me, it would be more of an issue because I know in photography you can add it. It's kind of easy to fix in post. It's not that big of a deal. But with video, which I would be using this for, if it's super distorted at 16, I don't know if that makes much difference, because it looks like I'm going to have to go up to 17 for the wide anyways. Okay, Mr. Cryer, share some clips of wild stuff you get to eat on your trip from food trucks. I'm scared of flying and would never survive a trip that long, so I will live vicariously through you. I will definitely be sharing some of the weird stuff that I get to eat there. It's been almost 4 years. That's how I got into cameras in the first place. Is we were traveling there. My wife's from there. Went back and forth multiple times, and then it kind of dawned on me eventually that, hey man, if I could start a YouTube channel, I kind of always had in my mind that, like, when I was there, I just would get a feeling like, man, I wish my family and friends could experience what I'm experiencing. I just felt grateful to be able to be there and lucky. And so that was a part of it. And the other part was, hey, I want to be able to see our family growing up, and I don't want to see it in 2 and 3 week intervals. And being sorry, my baby is starting to cry here. Sorry guys, if this is really distracting, I can he's 1, what can I do, or 11 months. But I wanted to be able to see our family back and forth. I wanted my wife to be able to see her family. I wanted my future child to be able to do that as well. So that's why I got into cameras, because I said I'm going to start a travel channel. And so I started learning everything. I got a few videos when I was there, but I was just getting a camera. I had plans to like save up my money and go right back, but those all fell apart when the Rona started up. So that being said, I've ate some crazy stuff while being there. Yeah, just a lot of weird seafood stuff, and yeah, I'll be doing some videos like that. Whether or not I will be putting them on this channel, or will be going to be on more of a travel type channel. But I'll definitely, I mean, if I'm going to be there and I'm going to be making even content about my cameras, obviously there, so everybody's going to be seeing it, whether or not you're going to, so everybody's going to be seeing parts for sure. That just might not be the focus on this channel. Oh, okay, Long Rider. I would love to see some photo and video from Vietnam. Looks like an amazing country. And that, yeah, we're absolutely going to be getting photos and videos from there, because I'm going to be there for months. So that's going to be great. And like I said, I just don't know if I'm going to focus. I don't want to have a video like talking about Ha Long Bay, Vietnam, or wherever I'm at on this channel, because I just think it will be disjointed, and I want to. So you'll be getting video from there when I'm there, but I'll probably still be talking about the camera news, or I'll still be talking about a lens, or whatever the case is. The place won't be the focus, but of course I'll be there making the video, so you'll get a touch of it no matter where you are. Straight out of camera, LOL. Oh, I didn't know. I was like, soon. Okay, Mr. Cryer, thank you. It is very much appreciated. Thank you for being here. You being here is very much appreciated. If you're in the chat, you're watching, obviously chat, everybody chat, talk. If you don't want to and you just want to listen, that's cool, but throw up a thumbs up. If you do that, it keeps getting it out to more and more people, and we can kind of get more people into the conversation, which is much appreciated. I'm going to go over to appreciate it. So I already saw a light pop up. Okay, let's go over to the next topic here. We're going to be talking about the, I guess, does anybody have any more questions or more comments about the F4? I don't think we do. I think we basically covered it. But if anybody has it, you can still be dropping them in the comments, and I will get to that. Okay, so here we are. Let's go to here. Canon rumors. Talk about the R5C a little bit more. Canon Australia halts sales of the Canon EOS R5. So we have a friendly Canadian. Good day, mate. Wait, what does he say? Good day, everyone. Welcome to David Osler. Sorry. But he doesn't shoot Canon. But if he did, he wouldn't get the R5C. Okay. So it says, we received an email from Canon Australia, has sent out stating that Canon Inc. has asked them to halt sales of the EOS R5C. They mentioned in the email, I'd like to reassure you that there is no health and... Okay. This is happening because of some issue with the camera, which is interesting. They mentioned in the email, I'd like to reassure you that there's no health and safety issue with the camera. However, we want to ensure that the product is the highest standard for quality from a quality perspective. So I'm just kind of surprised. Okay, so down here it says, on Canon Japan, they are identifying that the Canon R5C has about a 6-month waiting period, but they could be them just signaling the back order and supply chain issue woes and not any manufacturing problems. So we'll hear more from Canon rumors hopefully soon. That's what they're saying. This is really interesting to me. I'm just surprised they didn't blame it on the supply chain. Personally, I guess props to being honest, but I think from a PR perspective, I would have definitely said, we are having supply chain issues. We don't have to tell all the truth. I wonder what this is about. What is the issue? Or is it getting too hot even with that fan? Is it just something simple and easy? Or is it maybe, are they going to take the time? Because if they do delay it some, are they going to be able to add that new video operating system? So we'll see. Maybe it is just an Australia thing, but I don't know why the R5C would just have problems in Australia. But who knows? There's snakes and spiders have problems in Australia, so who knows? But let's see here. The 6-month wait is blowing my mind, and with all the world stuff going on, which just crazy stuff, I don't see how this stuff doesn't start getting worse, which is unfortunate because it looked like we were coming out on the other side of one thing, and now we're going into another. So let's hope for the best. Right now, I'm waiting on the Tamron 35 to 135. It's on back ordered, and I ordered it 3 weeks ago. It's still just saying back ordered. It's not even saying that they've got it in stock. So I'm hoping I get it before my trip. Um, hmm. Okay, well, what do y'all think about the R5C? What do you think the issue could be here? And also, are you surprised they didn't just say completely supply chain issues, and that they did say that there was going to be that there's an issue with it? Maybe some of the cameras are. Did any of the cameras ship out yet? I'm not. I don't think that they did. But maybe they're just getting some negative stuff from the field. Maybe Peter McKinnon is out there saying the battery life sucks too bad. That was kind of like the biggest thing in his video. And so Matty Hapoya was the same way. But yeah, what do y'all think the issue could be here? And are you surprised they didn't just blame it on supply chains? And when do you think it will be coming out? Do you think it's going to be delayed in America as well as Australia, or going to be delayed in other parts of the world? Or is this just a regional Australia area thing? All right, let's go back to the chat. Okay. Let's see. I got to move up here a little bit. Okay, so they're talking talking to each other. Do you mainly do photography? Whatever, Canon, LOL, TJ Bronx. Yes, he does mainly do. I'll jump over here. Yes, I only do photography, maybe a little video of my wife and kid for memories, but I know nothing about video. So that makes sense. I guess it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that if you're going to do video for memories, that's cool. If you're all photography guy, whatever Canon, LOL. Why didn't they do that for the R5 and R5C when they first came out? I think the reason they didn't do it for the R5 and R5C is because all they had was the Canon EOS R and RP at the time, and they didn't really have what they needed as far as when it comes to a camera. They didn't have anything that was really in the market that was that great. I mean, I had the Canon EOS R. I really like it, but it definitely wasn't matching anything that Sony had. So I think that they kind of forced it out the gate, but maybe they shouldn't have. Jabby, am I saying that right? I want to say that. Yeah, Jabby. I'm going to go with that. I had the F4 14 and 35 for a bit, but returned it because as light as it is, I couldn't use that for vlogging with the R5. I got the 16 millimeter, but my R5 is mostly used for live streams at this point. Yeah, I was doing a lot more outside stuff as well when this channel first started, but I mean, we just went through winter. I have a 11-month-old, so that's kind of been hard to really get out of the house and do much outside. So most of my stuff has been in the studio as well. So I feel your I don't know, your dilemma there with getting outside. I'm with you. I need to set up my Sony a7S III for these live streams, but in a way it's easier being on the laptop. These new Macs have decent webcams, and I know that with a lot of times the delay and a lot of the streaming issues that we already get over YouTube, I don't feel like it matters that much. But if you guys think the quality looks super terrible, maybe I should work on getting the Sony a7S III hooked up for my webcam. But I would feel like it would be a little disjointed because I can't really conversate as easy if I have to look up and look at the camera. But I don't know. So just let me know. I have the 15 to 35 f2, and it is a bit hefty when it comes to vlogging. But I don't know. Don't have too much of a problem. I just kind of have to like hold it too close to my body, kind of like give the hinge. I can't extend the arm out, but I make it work. Okay, so Builder, I sort of agree about the R5C. I wanted to buy that instead of Sony, but then I checked the lens selection and they have no 1.4 or f1.8 wide angles. Nothing, not even on the roadmap. A7 Mark IV is stacked? Huh. I really I didn't think so. Am I wrong? Drop in the comments if you know, is the A7 IV really stacked? I mean, I'm not saying you're lying. I did not get that from it. Interesting. I'm gonna go check that really quick. Not just because I'm curious, and we can all learn a thing or two every now and then. B&H photo. Okay. Sony A7 IV. If you're here and you're liking this stuff, which I hope you are, hit that like button, and we'll get more and more people in here, and we will start even be able to conversate even more. So, usually, if it is a stacked sensor, a CMOS sensor is not, meaning that it's stacked. But usually, if it's a stacked sensor, that is something that they really promote right away. I'm not seeing it right here. Not saying that you're wrong. Okay, so let's see. This is a BSI backside illuminated sensor, newly developed 35 or 33 millimeter Exmor R full frame sensor. Features a backside illuminated design that promotes high clarity, a low noise, vivid coloring rendering. The design benefits working in low light conditions. Yada 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 yada. Yeah, I don't think this is a stacked sensor. And I think it would be much faster if it was. Usually stacked sensors are reserved for their higher end cameras, and they're very fast with rolling shutter, and the A7 IV not so fast with rolling shutter. So I don't think it's stacked. I could be wrong. All right. Let's see here. Jab, you have the Rokinon autofocus 14 millimeter, and that lens is pretty awesome. Rokinon. Yeah, I've always been interested in them because I mostly shoot. Well, okay, yeah, I guess I haven't really used any of those on the Canon system, and I know that that's kind of their big third party lens. So yeah, I might need to check them out more. It's for Canon. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely alternative for the Sony 14. Okay, so I'm not sure. I think y'all are talking between each other. Am I making that correct? Okay. Jay Bronx, yeah, I'm probably going to sell my 14 to 35 when Canon finally open up the RF mount to third-party manufacturers for faster lenses that's cheaper. The 14 to 35 is very overpriced or way overpriced. I don't see them opening up the mount. I see manufacturers learning to deal with it, and I think Sigma is supposed to be coming in 2022, but I do not see them opening up that lens mount for them. Unfortunately, I think that's one of the biggest issues with Canon, because they make third-party manufacturers have to jump through hurdles to, I guess, what's the word? Work with their software. So, anyways. I hope that they do open it up. I mean, you're going to get some new lenses, but at the same time, you're going to have it be third party, and it's not going to be set up that way. You're the second person to get my name right ever right off the bat. Nice. Okay, well, good. I'm glad I didn't try the last name, because I probably would have messed that one up. I've tried live streaming with the Sony a7S III, and the colors looked awful compared to the R5. Not sure why. Tried really hard to fix it, even with using OBS filters, and couldn't make it work. I don't think Sony a7 IV is stacked. No, I don't believe so as well. I think we just looked that up. Yeah, that's interesting. I know that David Osler, he's like he's like the resident Sony guy. I love him. He's a really good guy. I like his energy. But yeah, he uses Sony A7S III, and it looks really well. Or at least I believe he's using that. And he uses it on S Cinetone, so maybe try that. But every time I turn on S Cinetone, maybe I just don't get it, but it looks like a very like teal to me. So maybe I just am not doing that correctly. But I usually keep everything S-Log 3 when I'm shooting most things on there, but I would have to go to a standard profile, I'm sure, if I'm live streaming. Long Rider A7 IV not stacked. Yeah, I didn't think so. FBR. I probably didn't have to go through the whole long thing because y'all answered the questions. FBR, hello. Hello to you. Good day, sir. If you haven't, hit that like button if you don't mind, and get this out to more people. Always appreciated. I think they only put OSS on longer zooms, and IBIS does work together with OSS. Okay, Builder. Yeah, that's interesting because I got conflicting stuff. I looked it up on Sony's website, and one of the things looked like when you put OSS on that it cut it off. And then one thing looked like it just gave controls to the lens. So I'm confused on that personally because I was hearing a back and forth on that. Now with the Sony Zeiss, they do have optical image stabilization, and it's a 15 to 35. So if it works better with that, then I might should go to the Zeiss instead of the new one, but I'm sure the new one's going to be smaller and lighter. Okay. Jabby, if you have Sony and want a super light lens for vlogging, Samyang 18mm is 0.3 pounds. I've used that to vlog with the Sony A7S III. The only reason I'm not wanting to vlog with a prime lens, and maybe I should, but a lot of times, especially if I'm doing travel stuff, if something kind of spontaneous happens, I want to be able to use a zoom. I just do. I want to be able to turn the camera around really fast if I see something interesting. And, when you're traveling, you never know if you'll get that shot again. And you might see something that is definitely interesting to you and maybe will be interesting to the audience as well. And I want to be able to have the flexibility to be able to turn it over and shoot something. And I think, like a 16 to 35 kind of gives you that versatility. If it just came down to the lightness of it, I was talking about this earlier, but this camera right here, or this lens, the 17 to 28 f2 from Tamron internal zoom, I mean, it's super light, and it's definitely not a bad lens. Maybe I shouldn't even be overthinking it. But yeah, I think that that being said, I kind of would like to get that longer zoom range. Super chat, Long Rider, dude, I appreciate you so much. I really do. I don't. Nobody ever has to feel like they're obligated to super chat. I'm here to talk to everybody, but when it happens, I very much appreciate it. It's definitely helpful. So thank you so much. Thank you. Like I said, thank you again, Long Rider. TJ Bronx. Okay, what am I thinking? No, I'm praying Canon comes to their senses and opens the RF mount like the EF mount. If not, I made a mistake with going with the Sony R5. I should have bought the A7 R4 or waited for the A7 R5. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say on that. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it. So have fun with the Canon glass. I, like I said, Sigma is going to come, and they'll dissect it, and they'll make it work. I don't think it'll be quite as great as native glass, but if I'm not mistaken, the EF mount it eventually had some great third party stuff from Sigma and other companies as well. And according to Jabby, Rokinon is doing really good with their third party stuff. So, I mean, just because it's not open, which I think is a mistake, and I think you're going to cut off a lot of third party people, doesn't mean you're not going to get some of the bigger players like Sigma to jump in there and still deliver some high quality lenses. At least that's what I would hope. So, don't beat yourself up too much on that. The R5 is a great camera for pretty much everybody. Or for photography for sure. Builder agreed. Okay, sorry. Oh, I think, what are you agreeing to here? I missed the thing. I almost permanent. I think you're agreeing to the lose low light. So yeah, f1.4 makes sense. Okay, I think you're agreeing to the idea that having a zoom when vlogging, like a travel stuff, is a big deal. I think that's what you're agreeing to. I'd have to see it. The 14 millimeter G Master also has distortion, but it's kind of cool on that one. Yeah. So I think, Builder, you may be watching like from the beginning of the live stream, which is completely cool. But if you're not seeing me answer some stuff, maybe I'm kind of confused on some of the stuff because I'm seeing things that are on there. Either way, if you're not here live, or you're live but in the past, that's so confusing. It's all good. Yeah, I would be interested to see the way that works. TJ Bronx, thumbs up. Jabby, I got the 17 to 28 Tamron with the intention of using it with the A7C, but with the lack of active Steadicam, I find that I can't do walk around with that combo, but it works nice with the A7S3. Okay, so Jabby, you might know this as well. I'm against vlogging by yourself, holding the camera yourself. Train your kids on Steadicam. Well, my kid is 11-month-old, so that's going to be a little hard. But I mean, it kind of adds to the idea of it. But personally, I think that, I've actually been taking a class, and people love him, hate him, but he's kind of like the OG of vlogs in my mind. I've been taking a course from Casey Neistat, and I'm learning a lot. And like I said, I'm doing that primarily for what will be a travel channel eventually. Not this channel, but a different channel, because this is still going to be mainly focused on cameras with the added vlogs a little bit. But that being said, he sets down the camera a lot and talks to the camera, so he's not always walking around with the camera. It looks like he has a lot of intention around what he does. He's not just walking around talking to the camera all the time. So with the A7S3, Jabby, do you know when you throw it to active stabilization, does it work in tandem with the OSS, or does active like supersede it? So yeah, I'm kind of confused by that. Oh, Samyang too. I know Rokinon wasn't the only one. TJ, yeah, I have the Samyang 85 RF. It's great, but like you said, it doesn't perform like native glass. I actually traded it for the 85 F2. I love the 85 F2. I think for 95% of the people, most people will kind of, a lot of people will see like, oh, they got a f1.2 85, and they'll see, the crazy numbers on that. And yeah, that's an immaculate, crazy lens that they put out for the RF mount. That being said, I've used it. I've used the R5, the 85. I rented it for a trip that I did to Florida. It's great. I did a review on it, but that lens is so fat and heavy. I would not recommend it for most people, unless you're like a really high-end portrait photographer and you're not, that's not something that's a running gun lens whatsoever. I think for 95% of the people, the F2 works great. At 85, it blows out the background fairly well. I wish I do have some pictures of that, but I'm not sure if it's on my newer computer. So I'm not going to go like dig for it, but I need to move them over. I think the 85, I have a review of it. I love it because I like it even does some macro stuff. I think it works really great, TJ, and I don't know how the 85 worked, the f1.4, but I know that the 85 f2 is great, and I would recommend it for 99% of the people over the f1.2, unless you're just rich and really want it, I guess. Okay, so at Builder, That 25 one is favorite lenses for Sony. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking between each other. It's like having a 36 f2 lens for free crop mode. Okay. Dope. I love his Camera Conspiracies channel. We're talking about Casey. Where did that? Oh, no, sorry. It's a different Casey. But I love Camera Conspiracies as well. He's great. I crack up at his videos. I was doing Camera Wars, which is it's a video. It was kind of a news situation that was kind of analogous to Frono's Photo. Some people thought I was copying them too much, but I didn't mean for it to be a copy. It was definitely inspired for sure. But in that, I was able to do a lot more jokes, and I do kind of miss adding more humor to my channel, and I hope that people are still liking the channel, even though I'm not adding as much humor. Okay, so, but I was talking about Casey Neistat. He's more on the vlogging stuff, so I'm doing a course from him. But I do like Camera Conspiracies as well. He's hilarious. Jabby. OSS and IBIS work together is all I know about that. Steady shot punches in a bit to give you a smooth shot. Not as good as the R5, but good. I feel like it's better than the R5 when it comes to vlogging, because that weird like the thing that was going on in the corners of the R5 is kind of weird. I've seen it in people walking with it. Personally, I don't like the look of it, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do think the IBIS of the R5 head and shoulders, knees and toes above above Sony. So for sure, right now they got the best IBIS when it comes to photography and just panning and regular video stuff, but not the vlogging so much. Regarding Casey's vlogging style, it's super cool, but I need things to be quick and simple because I put out so much content. I don't have time for a style, if that makes sense. Are you talking about Casey Neistat, or we're talking about Camera Conspiracies? Yes, Casey Neistat is very meticulous in what he does, for sure. But I think the reason I was talking about that is because if I'm going to be in when I'm in Vietnam, like I want to be better at storytelling. I'm not saying I'm going to be him exactly, but I'm trying to decide on whether, like, I have some travel videos on this channel now, and I also have some vlog style stuff, and I don't know if I want to kind of like merge them together, if I want to be like, take my time on a video and make it maybe a little bit higher quality story time video, or if I want to make it vlogging, or a little mixture of both. So I'm just trying to learn from everybody. One thing that was very interesting that I heard from Casey Neistat, it was really cool. I'm really digging the course. But one of the cool things that he said is he's talking about how he pretty much shoots the way he shoots his videos. He shoots it consecutively, so he doesn't do it all perfect, but he tries to be almost somewhat editing in his head. Like when he gets his shots, he knows that this is the next shot, so on and so forth. And he said that when he was at his heyday of doing his daily vlogs, once he figured out what the feel and the edit looked like, and he started getting an emotion, he would have a 10-minute vlog, and he would only record, I think he said, like 20 minutes. I mean, let's say 20 minutes to 30 minutes worth of video for a 10-minute vlog. And it was interesting because it looked like it expanded, or it spanned his whole day. But apparently the way he shot it, he just knew what intervals he wanted to put into it. And so if that's the case, I've never shot even talking head. I don't shoot 20 minutes to get a 10-minute video most of the time. So I thought that was pretty impressive and gave me some, I know he said he worked up to that, but if that's the case, that you can really shoot 20 to 30 minutes and get, 5 to 10 minutes of usable footage out of it, I think that that's really good. Okay, so Long Rider, I bought the 2 Sigma primes 35 and 65 f2. They go in my bag with the A7C. Really nice little carry kit. Yeah, I bet so, because they are fairly light stuff. I'm getting that Long Rider. Let me know, what do you think about the what do you think about that what's it called, the 35 to 35 to 150 from Tamron, because you have that as well, and I'm just interested on your thoughts. I know it's a heavy lens, but I'm thinking, I got it, so I guess it's coming. But I'm thinking that if it's replacing two lenses in my kit, then that's worth it personally. I tried it a little for a Batman review, oddly enough. Did I miss something? Or sorry. Or are you talking to somebody else? Batman. Yeah, I want to see Batman. I hear it's really dark. I really want to see it. But I hear it's amazing. My sister, actually, she's 40 something, 40, and she walked out. She thought it was too scary. But she's like, Robert Pattinson. And then she walked out. She's like, it was so scary and dark. Anyways, I thought it was funny. I want to see it really bad. It's a long movie, and with 11-month-old, it's hard to leave him for 3+ hours unless I take him to Batman. That'd probably be terrible for most people, him included. Jay Bronx, I remember when you did that video, I loved it. Are you talking to Jabby or me? Are you talking about Camera Wars? Sorry, I'm getting confused on some stuff. Oh, Jabby has a really nice channel. I just checked it out. That's what's up. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out too. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Yeah, he said I was okay. So Jabby, we were talking about the other stuff. So sorry if I like to try to let the chat build up. Sorry if it's taken so long to answer everybody. But yeah, I need to check out your channel too. I was referring to Casey Neistat. Love his videos, but that is a crazy amount of time. Yeah, I would think so too. And he's great at what he's doing. I think he takes more time in the edit than he does for the video stuff. Regarding what you're saying about Casey Neistat, that is pretty insightful. I've always had at least 4 to 5 times whatever the final product is in the footage. Yeah, I did the Casey Neistat vlogging style for my Batman review. Okay. Gotcha. No. So yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, I need to check out your channel. I'm guessing it's like a movie review type channel. So that's what's up. I need to check it out. I used to have a movie type review channel as well. But it was more just for fun. It was kind of just I love movies, so that was part of it. I liked talking. I had me and my friend, we would just talk about movies and do commentaries and reviews as well. But I never really like branded it properly and let it start growing. But I do love me some movies. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. And then he only shoots, because we were talking about here, 4 times whatever the final product is. Because I'm the same way. Like a lot of times I'll if I'm walking around the park doing a vlog or whatever the case is, I'm talking to the camera for I don't know, an hour to an hour and a half doing everything when I'm there, and I come back and I get like a 5 to 10 minute video. So somewhere around there. But yeah, it's I definitely wish I was better about that. And what he said about editing in your mind, and I kind of do that already, but it made me more conscientious of, let me be more and more deliberate with my shots, and the way he's putting it together. He definitely is really seeing him, like he literally pulls out a project and starts editing in front of your eyes. I mean, like you're there with him really well in this. He's like taking you through the steps on this course, and it's just very interesting to see his philosophy. I'm already learning a lot from him. Oh, okay. He said, I'm talking about when you did the Fro style video. I was wondering if that's what you were talking about. Yeah. I actually would like to see more comedy videos. I know. The reason I would too in a lot of ways. I was doing those every week for over a year, and I really enjoyed making them, or almost every week. I really enjoyed making them. They were fun. Um, but the reason I stopped is I was just looking at the numbers, and it didn't seem like those videos were taking off. My channel wasn't growing as much as I would like with those videos, and I've had some people that really liked them, and I really liked making them. So it was a hard decision to do, but I felt like people were getting confused because I would do my voice satirically. I would do it like a news anchor, like, "Hey everyone, welcome to Moving Matt. We do all things cameras with a dash of vlogs and a little bit of travel. This is Camera Wars." Like, so I would do it with that voice purposely, and I would make it like like a news anchor joke type thing. Kind of Frono's Photo does similar stuff. Um, but I would get people like, "Why are you talking like that? That sounds weird. Why is your voice like that?" And I don't care about the haters really. Like, I don't care as far as that goes. Not haters, but people are gonna dislike stuff. That's fine. Um, but when I heard that so much, or "You're copying Fro, this is just a copy of Fro," and I even had a conversation with Frono's Photo as far as like I did one of his like mentorship thing, and so he saw my stuff. He knew it was influenced. He said he's been influenced, so it wasn't like it was a bad thing in his mind or in my mind. Um, but that being said, like, I just felt like it was confusing people because I would have Wednesday's video and it would be me kind of talking more normal. I would add some comedy where it was appropriate, but then Camera Wars would be like me with a persona. And I think some people were confused. I would get some people be like, "Oh, I love the way you talked on your regular video." And then kind of vice versa. And when I went back and looked at the numbers over a year, I just was like, Camera Wars was my most made video. I might have made 40 or so in a year, and they were making up like, so it would have been like, yeah, 40% or so of the videos at least, and it was making up like 20% of the subscribers. Um, so yeah, I made the decision to at least stop it for now. We'll see if it comes back. But I personally thought it kind of differentiated myself from most of the people out there because I feel like a lot of people are doing a lot of they just talk about camera news, and that's great. But I thought me and Fro doing our stuff. Okay, so Jabby too. I got introduced to you through Camera Wars. Yeah. So I mean, what do y'all think? Do you do you think Camera Wars is something that did I mess up on it? Uh, I've been told on YouTube, could be wrong. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard for me to just say I'm completely giving up on that. So it may come back. It definitely may come back. Well, okay, so it kind of was my cadence, I guess. But I guess the point was that it was it's my voice. I mean, you hear my voice talking now. I was doing it because I was setting up jokes. It was written. It was a pre-written show. So I wasn't talking as natural to the camera as I would, I guess, talking naturally to the camera. With my videos the way they are now, I kind of have a just like bullet points in my mind, or I might jot it on a piece of paper, and then I talk about something, and I edit it together, of course. But so I mean, it was satirical. The beginning part was satirical, the way I was saying, like, "Oh, wars," that part was, I guess, more satirical. But I meant as along the lines of, since it was a comedy show, it was written like a comedy show, and I had the prepaid jokes, uh, pre-made jokes that was already built in, and so I would have to have a certain delivery, and that was my delivery. It was my cadence. But I think some people were confused because I would go and start talking more natural in my next video, and they'd be like, "Oh, I like the way you're talking here," and then I go back and forth. And like I said, it was in the analytics. It was hard to keep justifying it because they took a lot of time. They were like an all day writing thing, and and then I would post it. Yeah, I had people that really loved it, and I liked making it. But um, yeah, it was sadly I had to walk away from it for a while at least. Maybe it will come back. Maybe I'll be doing camera wars on the road in Vietnam. But yeah, I don't know. Just I'm still my mind's still open to making more camera wars in the future. If everybody says, "Hey, I miss it so much," and they don't, you know, I don't want to ever disregard the people who actually like only want to see camera wars. Uh, uh, okay, so I'm getting multiple stuff. Rolling shutter, you're probably right. So builder, I think we're still talking about the A7 IV. So he think he may be watching a little bit further back. Uh, uh, so so TJ Bronx, I got introduced through your regular news videos, but I love Camera Wars. It's a different pace and it's fun to consume camera content that's different. Yeah, I agree because I do feel like uh, I feel like with the regular videos that I make, I enjoy those as well, but it does feel like it's more generic. But I don't know, my channel seems to grow faster with it, so it's kind of odd. Um, I kind of want to maybe split the difference, do regular videos, but I'm trying to take moments where I add, different little movie clips and stuff, kind of like I did with Camera Wars. And I do get some natural humor that comes up, like that just winds up working out that way. Um, so yes, but Jabby, I think that you would want to distinguish it more either through music or editing style or more frequent sarcasm like Fro. Yeah, maybe I'm not sure. I know that with Camera Wars, people overall thought it was pretty a lot of jokes within there, but maybe you are right. But I was trying to move away from the Thoreau comparisons more than just completely feel like I'm copying him. But I can see where you're coming from. I do, but on that note, maybe I should try to add more of what Fro is doing, or not what Camera Wars was. Try to add it to my regular channel or my regular comments as well. Okay, so my wife actually has to work today, and I have to take care of the baby all day, which is great. It's gonna be fun. Um, But that being said, she is about to leave for work, and I am the babysitter today. I am Mr. Mom today. And so, that being said, I need to go. I was, yeah, okay. So Jack, I think there still might be a delay slightly, but copying Fro is fine. You sound completely different naturally. Yeah, I thought I thought so too, but I had so many people talk about it. Uh, at least you're not copying McKinnon like everybody else. To be honest, I'm not copying McKinnon because I'm not as good as him. uh, if I knew how to copy him in a legitimate way, then I probably would. But I'm not Canadian and naturally charismatic. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not down talking that particular side. But I mean, he's impressive what he's doing. So that's the thing. But I felt like I was with you that with Fro, it was just Fro and me doing videos like that. I feel like YouTube's big enough for the both of us personally. Uh, okay. So, uh, yeah, I do have to go. Builder, if you have OSS and IBIS active, Sony says IBIS takes over some axes and the lens the other axes. They share the job. Okay, well, that's nice to know, and I might have to look into that. Yes, I enjoy Thank you, Builder, for the information. Great live stream. I love the conversations. Can't wait till the next one. I'm trying to do these about every other week. It really is depending on the camera situation. There's not much camera news going on right now, so it's kind of a little hard to do full on videos about it. It usually just right now it's able to. That was another thing with Camera Wars. It was always hard to come up with enough substance. But I'm trying to do like one video a week where I'm just, talking about one particular topic. And then if I get 2 topics, then I'll do 2 videos. If not, I usually do the live stream just to talk and have conversations and enjoy what's going on. But I do have to go. My wife's about to leave. Enjoy, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you haven't subscribed and you like what I do, very much appreciate it if you would. So I'm going to get out of here. Peace. Hope to see you guys. More than likely it'll be about every other Saturday, but maybe next Saturday. We'll see. Talk to y'all later. Gotta go. Peace. It'd been nice if I could I always mess this up. I can't end it on the peace sign.